Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Tomas sharing all my thoughts on fashion, lifestyle, and anything else that comes to mind. I'm here every Wednesday, every week, so thank you so much for joining me this week. Today, I am giving you educational mother vibes. I am clocking in from my class at Fashion University, and today's video is going to be super exciting and a little bit more instructional. I'm going to give you my personal guide of how to upkeep and kind of restore your designer closet or wardrobe. You know, I'm not that young, but I'm also not that old, so let's relax. I have been collecting or buying luxury product for the past 10 years, and I feel like I've learned a lot from like a youngin, kind of new to like luxury, that I want to impart with you guys, just because if you are new and you're new to buying luxury, especially footwear, I want to make sure that you guys know how to like properly upkeep and kind of like restore or be able to kind of handle and upkeep your designer closet. As always, make sure you guys are following me all over on Instagram, and make sure you guys like and subscribe to this channel. Let's get right into the video because there's absolutely no time to waste. We are going to start with accessories and then move into clothes. If you guys have watched my shorts, I've talked about this a lot, but I am pretty much a shoe addict. Like, I need to be put on a shoe ban at this point. Like, this is getting ridiculous. If I needed to host a live action play in my living room, I'm sure I have enough shoes to like wardrobe 60 people. I do like a lot of shoes, and I feel like when I started getting to luxury, the easy thing that like anybody can do when they like luxury is to buy shoes, because they're just pretty much easy. I did get rid of a lot of my Nike shoes. I think I had about like 64 pairs. I think I'm a little bit less than that. So I feel like I pretty much know the way to really upkeep and keep your shoes, especially designer, in a good quality. Number one, I know this is like so pleb. When I have to do it, I'm just like eye rolling at myself, but shoe trees. Shoe trees, especially if you wear a lot of flat shoes like loafers like me. You guys know loafers are my most used shoe in my wardrobe. I wear them literally every single day. Shoe trees will actually save your shoe's life. If you have a wide foot, or if you have kind of like a long foot like I do, you tend to kind of pronate and like create creases in your shoes, especially loafers. The shoe trees, basically when you're done wearing them, you're supposed to like put them in like that. These actually make your shoes last way longer. You might think that this is like, yeah, duh, like welcome to like planet Earth, like what are you thinking? But I only recently started using shoe trees for like 6 months because I was really annoyed by the creases that my loafers were having. So I just put them in when I'm not wearing them, and it's really annoying, especially when you have like 60 pairs of shoes. Like, I feel like I'm at like a factory trying to like create shoes, you know what I mean? I have to like put them in like all my shoes. Shoe trees will undoubtedly make your shoes last longer. They help it keep its shape, and it's just so useful. Another thing is shoe protector. I know this is something that I've recently only started getting into, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna tell you guys a very scary story. So if you guys have seen, these are my beautiful, trusted Celine boots. About 2 weeks ago, it was raining, and I was like, this is the perfect time to go out of the house in my suede Celine boots, of which I've never sprayed the shoe protector from. Actually, it was fine because it was light raining, and I think I just went out of the house to like take money out or something. But I was wearing these like really baggy jeans. Oh my god, it was so traumatic. I think I have to like put a picture in this. The dye from the jean went on the leather of Celine boot. You don't understand. I almost curled up into a fetal position and like started crying. So I was like, I just ruined these freaking stunning Celine boots. And I took them to this designer cobbler specialist here in Toronto. If you know, you know. And he managed to get most of it out. As you can see, it's still a little bit bad, but I'll take it. Like, it was so much worse, you guys. Like, I actually wanted to like fling myself off a building because these are so expensive and they are so beautiful, and you can't really buy them again. But if I was a smarty pants, I would have like used the suede protector for like moisture and everything. Now I am going to be buying this Amazon spray and just spraying it on all my shoes. If you guys take really good care of your shoes, they will last you so long. I have had this Celine boot, and like it still looks pretty okay. Like, even after the incident, I would give these a solid 6 out of 10. They still look pretty good, but protector and just upkeeping your shoes will 100% make them last way longer, especially if you're spending a lot of money on shoes like I am. If you're spending over $1,000 on shoes, do the work. I know it seems like nerdy to do it, but just do it because your shoes will last way longer. Another point would be the toppy on the bottom. So I have done this with a lot of my shoes. This is a pair of Guidi boots, which I have also done the toppy thing at the bottom. Not only do these make the bottom last longer, but they actually make the shoes way more comfortable, because the shock of wearing them on the street isn't as bad when you're wearing the rubber on it. It kind of like absorbs it. So I highly recommend if you have designer shoes, maybe like a loafer, or I know those like, you know, those Lemaire flats that everybody's wearing right now. I would 100% do the rubber toppy on the bottom. It just makes them so much more comfortable. I feel like there's like a running joke that I like kind of ruin all my stuff with me and my friends. And you guys, take a look at this Squeedy boot zipper. I'm like, how do I even manage to do this, bro? And actually today, by the way, one thing about me, I'm gonna email the brand, but I really wanna shout out Guidi's customer service. They were quick to reply. Fun fact, I've had this Squeedy boot for about like 5 years, and I think there was like one time like a weird stain on this, and I emailed them and I was like, it was like during the pandemic or whatever, and I was like, can you guys try and get the stain out? And they were like, yeah, so we sent them. It honestly took like 8 months. The way they're like, we fixed your boot. I opened the boot. The way they sent me a whole new boot, like, I'm not even kidding. Like, unless they cleaned this to the 9, but I swear they just sent me like a whole new boot. I emailed Guidi again. It was the same person too, which is funny. And they sent me new zippers. I mean, I did have to pay and they were like kind of expensive. I'm just being honest with you guys. Upkeeping your designer closet is going to cost money. For example, these zippers were about 80 euros. To put the new zippers in will probably honestly be like $200. But it's worth it, especially when your boots are over $1,000. Would you rather go buy a new boot for $1,000 or just try and fix them for like $300, you know? Here, I'm just like really trying to get you to use suede protector. Trigger warning, ruined Chanel bag. Yeah, I just heard you click out of the video and go to Amazon to order suede spray. This is a really old, honestly gorgeous Chanel Gabrielle bag. This was when I was like, thought I was ballin' and thought I could like afford Chanel. I didn't even freaking spray it, and I was wearing like denim, and you know how like denim transfers on your freaking bag? And it's really sad because it's actually like a really beautiful bag. I mean, I still wear it because now I feel like it's kind of punk. Like I'm kind of giving like edgy, like Brooklyn person when I wear this. Like, it's kind of giving that. Yeah, it's so dirty. Like, that is ridiculous. But if I move it to the other side, it's like a little bit better. And my friends are always like, oh, like, I feel like you don't buy bags. Like, when's your next bag? I'm like, have you seen the bags I have? Like, I need to not be able to afford to buy a bag with the way that I treat them. Like, what do you mean, when is my next bag? Like, I should not be allowed to buy a bag. You know what I mean? Anyways, please use suede protector. I'm begging you. All right, now let's get into clothes. As you guys know that I am a big ready-to-wear fan, especially in designer clothing. These are my tips and tricks to upkeep your designer clothing wardrobe. My number one tip is to actually pay attention to the tag inside the garment. When I say actually pay attention, I mean when they say do not tumble dry or do not put it in the machine. Listen to them, because the way I put a whole Marni mohair sweater in the wash on cold, and it shrunk, I'm not even kidding, I wish I had a picture for you. It shrunk to this size. I was like, have you seen that episode of That's So Raven? When she like buys something and then it's trying to return it but it shrunk and they're trying to like stretch it? That was me with the damn Marni sweater. Like, I was trying to like stretch it, but the tag literally said, do not put this near a machine, you will ruin it. What did I do? Put it in the machine. So the tag on your clothing is going to be your best friend. I know it gets annoying when your dry cleaning bill is like $100 every time you go. Trust me, I've been there. Every time I go to the dry cleaners, it's literally like over $100. But you just gotta do it if you really love your clothing. I mean, you've already spent the money to own it. Why wouldn't you just spend the money on the upkeep? I know it gets annoying. My number one tip for dry cleaning is maybe just save a little bit money for the end of the month, and then you can just kind of all pile it together. Go to the dry cleaner. I've heard that sometimes, they used to do this during the pandemic, but maybe not. If you're bringing in a lot of clothes, they'll give you like a 10 or 15% discount. So that might be worth it if you kind of just like pull together all your clothing for the dry cleaning, but trust me, it is worth it. I've seen some t-shirts at Louis Vuitton that will be like dry clean only, and it's like a cotton mohair blend. Trust me, when that tag says dry clean only, it is dry clean only. If you want to make sure your clothing is going to last, especially when you're buying high-end, ready to wear, just follow the tag. If it says no tumble dry, hang to dry. I know some people are really knowledgeable about fabric, so I know polyester for the most part can be washed. For example, you guys know I wear Hampelstay literally all the time. I actually wash that on cold, low spin and just hang to dry. I would never put this in dryer because I feel like polyester and dry, like I feel like I'm gonna like catch my apartment on fire. Polyester for the most part can be washed, but designer ready to wear tends to use high-end fabrics like mohair, wool, linen, and silk and all that, and it's just not worth it to kind of like save some money for a little bit to try and like put it in the wash. trust me. Next, be wary of smells. So for example, like I know I had a lot of t-shirts, and there's kind of this thing that's like, if I have a t-shirt that it can be washed and I wear it one time and it was hot and it kind of smells, because let's be honest, sometimes we all smell, especially if I wear a t-shirt to work or I've been out all day in the sun, I would recommend to wash it right away. I know it can get a little bit annoying. Smells do tend to kind of trap itself within your t-shirt. Another thing that's really gross, but honestly I'm just going to talk about it, sweat stains from your armpit. So I actually had this Louis Vuitton shirt. Do you guys remember that t-shirt that would have like the LV logo on it? And it got so bad with the stains because I would never wash it. I would like wait a week to wash it, that I had to throw the t-shirt out because the stains were like so gross. I'm like, I can't wear this in public. Just grin and bear it. If you have a t-shirt that you really like and was expensive, you know, those designer t-shirts that are like over $100, just wash them. Trust me, smell and the sweat stains can trap inside the t-shirt. So I would recommend to just kind of find other stuff that you can wash it with and then just wash it right away. I could go on for this video for this kind of topic, but I find that to make a wardrobe last longer is to buy less trend focused stuff. So like, I mean, I've opened Pandora's box here because we can be talking about this for like a whole new other video, but I find that like, if your wardrobe is consistent with a little bit more 80%, I would say if your wardrobe is consistent with like 80% classic and 20% trend driven pieces, you actually find that you are getting the most out of your wardrobe because you're kind of mixing your uniform with like funner pieces here and there. For example, when I was in my like early stage of buying my like luxury, I found that like when I had the money to afford stuff, I would find the most like ludicrous or more out there stuff and I would wear it like 2 times. And now that I still have it in my closet like 5 years later, I like look at it and I just find it challenging to style it because my style has become so much more concise. So I really recommend that if you are kind of like a new shopper in the luxury, have fun, buy those pieces that are like exciting and are like fun to wear like on a night out. Just be wary to like buy more like concise and consistent pieces that you can kind of wear year round and you have no trouble matching or mixing with your other pieces in your closet. This way you can really maximize like what you have in your closet and what you can really kind of take out of it. You can also do, I actually heard this from Paige DeZorbo on her podcast, that if you wear something and at the end of the day you like put it back in your closet, which I don't do by the way, like the way I'll like, when I get home from work, all my clothes goes on the floor. Like if when I say I'm shopping in my closet, I'm actually shopping my bedroom floor. But when you're putting something back, like flip the hanger facing the wall. So then you really know like if it's been like 6 months and it's still facing the wall, you're like, oh, I haven't worn this. I haven't worn this in like 6 months. And then you can kind of like try and think about like getting rid of that and like using that money to buy something that you know you'll wear way more. Personally for me, and you guys know, I have no problem spending money on like luxury, but like now I'm at that stage where I'm trying to buy less, but like I really want to buy pieces that like I'm so in love with and I'll be excited to wear every single day. You know what I mean? That would be my biggest tip if you're thinking of buying designer clothing, is to kind of keep it 80%, 20%, like buy fun stuff. Also make sure that you're buying good quality stuff that you know will last in your wardrobe for forever. All right, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. That was kind of like a fun, instructional kind of like video. And I had this idea in my notes app for like quite a while, but I honestly really loved filming this and talking this with you guys. Let me know what other tips you might have to kind of like upkeep your designer wardrobe, whether it's from accessories or bags. I thought about talking about jewelry, but I don't really have any designer jewelry. So maybe when I get my money up and I can buy like Tiffany, I can do a part 2 and talk about like the cleaning process of that, because I definitely think that's like a big part of people's luxury journey is designer jewelry. I just don't have any. Everything I wear is kind of like costume jewelry to begin with, so I thought there was no point in talking about that. But you guys have to let me know in the comments like what you guys think about this guide, and if you have anything to add, I'd be super interested to know. As you guys can see, I'm a little bit of a mess, but you know, I'm at the age now where like we're hunkering down, we're ordering a spray from Amazon and we're spraying our shoes so we never have traumatic moments like that ever again. But thank you so much for tuning in this week and every single week, you guys. I truly appreciate. Make sure you guys are subscribing and liking to this video, and I will see you guys in the next week's video. Peace.